Hey, Hans here. This is a part 2 video of the previous one we did where we started to build a topical keyword map generator. So if you haven't watched that video, please go and watch that. It's a bit long, but it goes through the entire process. We stopped 80% of the way because it couldn't save. So I spent a couple more hours developing it to a working state, and I want to walk you through the steps which the script takes in order to process all the data and put that back into AITables. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Hans Thijssen. I own Scale by Tech, and we help small businesses implement AI and automation to run them more smoothly. So let's have a look at what we have done. What we did in the last video, we built all this out. So from AITable, we set a tier 0 seed keyword. We then feed that in with into the first AI here to generate a cluster around that seed keyword, which we call tier 1. These are higher level keywords. The seed is tier 0. You usually don't create articles based on tier 0 keywords. We only do that on tier 1 and subsequently tier 2. We then output this in a structured manner to this JSON, parse JSON node, and create an array based on the output here. We then iterate over that array because each of the functions, each of the tier 1 clusters needs to be iterated upon. At the moment, I have set this to only output 3, somewhere in here. We have set this to generate 3 tier 1 to limit the testing. So we go ahead and iterate over this array. We search on Google for that specific tier 1 keyword. We extract all the top 20 URLs for that search. We do a competitor selection based on the top 20 searches. Let's see, did we get the new GPT-4 model in here? No, doesn't look like that. Not yet. Anyways, we select the top 5 competitors. We then want to extract all the keywords. I showed this in the other video. We take the competitor's root domain, find out all the keywords that they are ranking for, but we filter them based on a filter keyword. So in this, for this first one, the filter keyword is automation. The reason we do this is to limit the keyword selection to a set number which reference or is related to the tier 1 keyword. I'm going a bit faster with this because we built all of this before. We then iterate over those 3 tier 1 keywords, and we have 5 competitors per tier 1, which is 15 competitors that we are hitting up and scraping keywords from. We then put that back into an array. That is a very long array. We then iterate over this, and I think we stopped right around here, somewhere here in this area. So let's just unlink here so we can better see. This is how it looked. So we extracted the competitors. We then need to put all competitors, so all 5 competitors for that tier 1 keyword, we need to mash that into one large array, and we want to remove duplicates. So in this iterator node here, we add what is called a merge function, which is this one, merge, and then we take array the array, the data, task, result, and items. This is the one we click. Then in the array, we put in 1, 2, maybe that shouldn't be in there. Maybe that is an error. I just need to click here. No, that is correct. We get the top level is split into 5. So it is the array where we want to fetch the first array, the second array, the third, fourth, and fifth array. That is the 5 competitors which is in each array. We merge them into one large array, which is really, really big. And then we do a distinct, which is also a dedub, which means that we, it says here, remove duplicates inside an array using a key. And we dedub or distinct remove duplicates from the array by using the keyword as the filter. So each of these competitors, it would be reasonable to think that they would rank for the same keywords. So instead of like not having 5 of the same keywords all the time, we reduce the giant array of keywords into only single word, like individual and unique keywords. Then, in order to feed this massively long keyword list, so we now have a tier 1 keyword, which we have so we have scraped competitors and we have compiled a large list of keywords from those 5 competitors. Now we need to condense this very long keyword list into the actual cluster around the tier 1 keyword. But in order to feed our AI, we're going to use the AI to condense this down. In order to feed that into an AI, we use a text aggregator on this very long array that we have created now. The reason we use a text aggregator is that we can feed that directly into the AI model. And how we do this is we expand here. So we select advanced. Row separator is new row. So we get a new row per keyword that we feed in. And then we do a trick here where we say bundle order precision, which means just that we get 1 for the first keyword, 2 for the second, 300 for number 300. Then we do a dash because we need a unique identifier together with the number. I'll explain in the next node. Then we do a comma because we then create a comma separated list, which is very nice to work with, comma, the keyword. So we go in and select the keyword, we add a comma, and then we select the keyword difficulty, then we add a comma, and then we add keyword search volume. So we add in the keyword, that was the search volume, properties, keyword difficulty. So we add the keyword difficulty plus the search volume. This means that we give the AI the number, like this is number 1, this is number 2, 4, 5, 6, so forth in the list. We give them the keyword, the actual keyword for it, the difficulty, and the search volume. What this looks like is, let me just see, you can see this is a list of 257. So this will look like this. So we have 1 dash and then offer content. So I think the filter keyword here is content. You can see that this feeds through everything here. So we do 1 dash and then offer content, difficulty of 7, search volume 30. And then the list just goes on, and in the last video, we set the keyword difficulty to not be above 21, which means it caps at 20. So yeah, this is probably for content automation. I would guess so. Then we take this long list that is generated for each tier 1 and feed it in to an AI. So we do a system prompt where we say your task is to select tier 2 keywords which create a match and create a matching and comprehensive keyword cluster for the selected tier 1 subtopic keyword which fits within the tier 2 main keyword and aligns with the company and website information and target audience. So we kind of try and engulf all this, like we have a company slash website information and target audience plus a tier 0 main keyword which is on top of all this, and then a tier 1 which is more defined, and we want to create a tier 2 cluster of keywords which fit within this filter here. This is basically a semantic filter. You always select between 15 and 50 tier 2 keywords for the cluster. If you find a PSEO cluster, then there's no limit for the selection size. Then you only output the selection as a regex formula of the keyword's ID numbers, which is NR. And this, you only output the regex formula and nothing else. The reason why we output this as a regex formula, I'll explain in the next step. But this is also the reason why we added the bundle number, so 1 dash and then comma the keyword, because this gives us a unique identifier on which we can extract the keyword and use as little tokens as possible. And here in this assistant message, I just define what PSEO keywords are. They are basically a cluster of keywords where you have something repetitive. For example, things to do in X, things to do in Boston, things to do in Copenhagen, travel sites, food things, how to blend X with Y in food, I don't know, something like that, where it's very programmatic. And we really like these when generating AI content. So for the actual user prompt, we ask it to select a tier 2 or T2 keyword list from the below keyword list that completes the tier 1 cluster. Always output as regex. Selection must strike a balance between low keyword difficulty and high search volume. Tier 1 cluster complete and tier 1 cluster completeness. So we want to complete the whole topical keyword map around this tier 1. And this is never select identical keywords and don't select things that are similar. Has a tendency to select similar keywords, so we try to not do that. Again, here we say we want to select 15 to 50 tier 2, because you need to be specific on numbers. You can't just say create a comprehensive list. What is a comprehensive list? Is it 10? Is it 15? Is it 200? So don't let the AI decide what comprehensive means for you. Be specific. But each keyword must have a unique search intent. If you find a PSEO pattern, then we don't limit cap this. And then we say we want to output it as regex. Then we give it information about the tier 1 subtopic, why, what, and company information. So it has more information on which or why it should select each of these tier 2. And then we add in the keyword list, and this is formatted as a number, keyword difficulty, search volume. Okay, that was a big one. But what ends up happening is it outputs the list as follows. This whoops, this little thingy here means that it is the first thing that it encounters when we do a match regex. So we basically select all these keywords here. Now we need to actually select them out, like filter out what is happening. I had one of these go a little nuts. Like you can see, it made a massive list here. So we burned some operations. Here we then take our the list we had before. So we do split. Yeah, we split this by new line in order to get the actual array that we generated over here. To convert this text array, because let's just jump to this one, we say row separator, which means array separator is new row. So in order to convert that back into an array, we can do a split, this text, and then new line, which is new row. So we convert that back into an array, which means that we can iterate over it. And that's the only way to filter out. Maybe there's another way, but this is the way I chose to do it. So we do a filter, and we do it on the keyword, and we do a match pattern from the AI. So this is a match pattern. So this upward thingy, and then parentheses, and then we have the split or the switch function, which is this vertical line. So if it is one of these things, the first result of the value, then it is allowed to pass through, which basically means that we are passing through number 3, 13, 26, 27, 34, and so forth inside of this iterator aggregator function. And we actually just need to reduce the array, so we just put it back into an array again. So all the values just go back into the array. We just want to filter out all the keywords that we don't need. Then we create the tier 1 record in AITable. So that would be, it does like so, create the tier 1, and then add the information here for that specific tier 1, which is this selection over here. So that would be automation tools. And then the next tier 1 would be workflow automation. But we start by creating the first one. Then we need to add in all the tier 2 keywords to AITables. And we cannot add like 200 keywords or 200 records at once. AITables and Airtables probably also has limits on how many records you can add at once in one API call. For AITables, this is 10, which means we take our array, we measure the length of the array. This one was 26. So that becomes 26. We then divide that by 10 because that is how many we can add at once. And we then do what is called a seal function, which means that for 20, if it was 21, we divide by 10, that's 2.1. We then seal that because we need to do it in 3 steps. So 10, 10, and 1. That's 3 steps. In this instance, it's 26. Again, that would be 10, 10, and 6. Yeah, you get the idea. And our initial value is 0. I don't think we use the counter value. Anyways. Then in this one, yeah, we actually do, because we are going to slice the array. We then take the giant array, or the 26 number array in this counting instance. That would be this one, 26. 6. No, that was 41. No, that is giant. This one, 26. First one was 26. So the first one, we take the array and then we use a slice function because now we need to split up the array into these chunks so we can feed that in to the upload. So we take the array, we do the start, which was 0. We set the starting point to 0. We then slice that to 10. No, we didn't slice that. So the start is 0. The end is, let me see, that would be 0 plus 10, which is 10. And then, let me think. Should we do 9? I can't remember. Because I think we're going to get one extra, like one duplicate record by doing this. Let's just see in. So we do this, which is up to tooling and automation. 719, automation strategies. Testing automation companies. To compare any two, I actually think it's okay. So we do tooling and automation to tooling, so we're interested in this number 10, automation strategies. And in number 2, no, we're not, doesn't seem like we're doing duplicate content here. That would be 2. Number 3, array. So let me just see. Yeah. It seems to be okay. Yeah. So we actually only do 1, 2, and number 3. Let me just see here. 1, 2, and 3. So that would be 0, 1, and 2. 0, 1, 2. But are we slicing that? I might have to go over this one more time just to ensure that we're not getting too much duplicate content in. Anyways, we have this. This is getting sliced for the array here. So we slice this 3 times. Okay, and then we built our fields. So in AITable, in order to upload multiple records, you start by these curly brackets. You then say records, and then bracket. This is an array, and then we build the array inside of the records. And each record will have curly bracket start, curly bracket end, and we row separate by a comma by selecting advanced and then row separator and then do a comma. Fields are tier 0. We set that to seed. Tier 1, this is for our tier 2 keywords. The tier 1 is then T1. Tier 2 is then get split because, as you remember, we put in the tier 2 as a comma separated list. So by taking this string, which is the value now, so if we click in here, we can see that the value is the number, dash, and then a comma, the keyword, comma, keyword difficulty, comma, search volume. So we can split this. So if we do a split on the value and split it by a comma, we can now do a get function. And then for the tier 2, we will get number 2, which is 1, 2 is the keyword. For the keyword difficulty, the same thing. We do a split, we do a get, and we get number 3. For the volume, we do a split by comma, get a number 4. And the site, which means, let me just go here, this site, we put that in so we can filter by site or by client, which means that if we generate hundreds of topical keyword maps, we can go in and we can filter by add a filter when site contains, and then do scale by tech, for example. We will only get the site here. Should I just go blue? I think I did. So in that way, we can generate multiple topical keyword maps and export them per site or per client. Anyways, the site needs to be in brackets because the site needs to be an array. There's one of those error things that found out. So site is an array. We feed that array into this here, which is the record array. And then I close this off by an array aggregator and update the last keyword or the last record, which is the initial record here. So we update the status to topical keyword map generated TKM. So we set status to TKM generated and leave the rest. We can actually, because these are gone, we could just delete. No, we set tier 1. That shouldn't be T1. So we will remove, let me just do this. So we only update the status field. Click OK. Click Save. Now let's add our API keys again. Click Save. Let's run this once and start. See what happens. So we generate a topical keyword map. It will now go ahead and generate 3 tier 1. I'll need to go in and remove the constraint, so it will generate somewhere between 5 and 10 tier 1. Then we do the Google search. For each of the tier 1, we select the competitors, we generate a filter keyword, we scrape all the keywords from our competitors, we put in selected to cluster. That was fast. That was only 1 because apparently we didn't get much from the first competitor, from those competitors. That was strange. So 2, let me see what the first one did. Seems a bit odd that it didn't scrape more keywords. Let me just see if I got some errors here. Data, task, results. It's just that I'm not running out of tokens here. Nope, that should be okay. So we only got 1 keyword. That is strange. Like it generated a gazillion keywords just before. So I haven't like field tested this. Let's just take a look add automation software, content automation, custom automation. Okay. We select 5 competitors. Let's just see. These look correct. An array aggregator. Let's just do our text aggregator. So we only get 1, 1, and 1. That is not correct. So in here, why? Okay, so this distinct here is, let me just remove these, the keyword. So it removes an array. So, okay, so it doesn't, I need to play around with this deduplicate function here, because the deduplicate function apparently removes everything. So it removed the key, like we get, okay, so we get 100 keywords, which are all named keyword, and we only get 1 back because it deduplicates based on what the field is called and not the actual value inside the field. So I need to, there we go, deduplicate. That's why. Duplicates from array. Okay, so it was called deduplicate. That was my error. So we do deduplicate, then remove duplicates from array. Do I need to do, I can't really do that because I will need to, maybe I can. Let's see what happens with the deduplicate. Does it merges all these? Let's see what it does. Run once. Let's remove these. Let's do it one more time. Let's see if the deduplicate works in this way, or I need to flatten the array in order to deduplicate it based on the values. I don't know if it will work with the deduplicate. If it doesn't work, we will remove the deduplicate and try without, and then just get a shit ton of redundant keywords. So let's see, we got a lot more now. We got like 500. So 21 for the first one. There we go, 21. And the next one, let's see here. That is a very large list, 1,450 keywords. So now it will need to pick out a lot of keywords, and it'll probably go crazy here because we have so many keywords. It will select a lot of them. But you can see, let's see, we got our tier 1. Let's just look at the results here. So business automation, and the tier 1 is automation tool. And I just add it in here as well. Might actually just do this. Underneath automation tool, we got tooling and automation. You can see we got some duplicates here. I need to update this in some way because we have like duplicate stuff. Low code automation, automation orchestration, no code automation tools. So we start to compile this. This is going to be a very large list, I can see, due to the fact that it is running for so long. So it is writing up this massive list that we got before. I need to look into how to deduplicate the array in a proper manner so we don't get duplicate extractions, because I think it will, like, we should have 1, 2, and 3. You can see that 1, 2, and 3, the competitors were all ranking for some of the same keywords here. 1, 2, and 3. Come on. But now it works, but we still need to add the deduplicate. But this is now like a V0 of a topical keyword map automation. And I know this video was also a bit long, not as long as the last one. There, it went through, and we will have a massive list in this one. Yeah, this is huge. So you can see that we got like 850 keywords. That is now going to add 850 keywords. Many of them will be duplicates, so there needs to be some kind of deduplication for this. But I think I will end the video here. And this is my version of a topical keyword generator. It will be a bit more refined before it's released to our ABC core clients or ABC platform clients. Then they can just deploy this directly into their account, which is an AITable and this BoostSpace Make account. So they can just fill out a form, deploy a template, and then they will have this topical keyword map generator. Anyways, I hope you learned something in this video, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.